Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and oh, Jace, and he doesn't have a home. Interesting. So we're playing our Power 3 deck with some Aether Revolt cards now mixed in, and see how things go with this deck in the gameplay video here. Hey, Homeless Jace, you seem to have gotten some new clothes. Were you over to a Goodwill or something like that? What's up? Well, you must be. I mean, that must be like their backyard where they just happen to be. So we're up to rank 14 just through grindiness as our first start to everything. Let's see. So we have black mana. Really? Let's start the day off right. Well, technically we have a form of removal. We have a creature to play down. We have a card draw form in Lifecrafter's Bestiary. So we're all right. We have a couple removal actually, so we should be all right. Our opponent is playing black. Our opponent is actually playing somebody else now called AI, conveniently. All right, so we can get our green down. So that's a nice convenient thing. Let's start that down so we have Fatal Push available. And see where things go from there. Aether Hub. They do have a play. Long Tusk Cub. Well, I am more than wholeheartedly going to get rid of a Long Tusk Cub. Absolutely. Okay, so we end down in Tireless Tracker as our second play. Quite nice. Although it's going to be pick and choose at a certain point here. Let's play our Scrap Heap Scrounger and well, we'll see if we need Spatial Contortion next turn. There's the green mana. Into a Winding Constrictor. Yeah, that could get out of control quickly. So here's the thing. We can keep the Winding Constrictor around and hold up Spatial Contortion, which is kind of a big deal as well. Or we can go into the Elemental Bond card draw. We also got our green, and I wasn't paying much attention to that. Let's swing with our Scrap Heap Scrounger. Let's see if they're more than willing to block. It's a possibility. That would be a no. Yeah, I'm going to go into the card draw. We've got plenty of kill spells, so let's aim for those. Okay, so they don't have second green mana. My fear of a Hydra is somewhat mitigated. Scrounging Bandlar. Great. Okay, so this is going to be slightly an issue then. Alright. Yeah, I'll definitely get rid of the Constrictor now. I've learned my lesson. Fine. Get rid of it. Get rid of that as soon as you see it. Alright, swing in with that for now. And we'll get our green mana down so that we can start getting some other triggers going. We've got plenty of card draw potential set up here. Yeah, you pass your counters around. See what happens. So we know the critical card to get rid of is the Constrictor here, if they're going to be playing counters. And they're playing Yeheni post-combat? I mean, sure, why not? Which could potentially get bigger here. I'm going to start out with Tireless Tracker, drop the Aether Hub, and see where we go here. We get a Lambhold Pacifist, which is a card on its own. Well, with that, let's go halfway there and send in Scrap Heap Scrounger. No blocks? Okay. Let's drop this then. Yeheni has the potential to get a little big, so there we go. That's what we're looking for. How many counters you sending over? All of them? Oh, God. Well, it's one less creature, I suppose. There's the stupid Hydra. Not attacking. Okay, well, I mean, sure. So we have our colorless, and let's just add to the pool here. And let's attempt to bait them. We have our card draw out the wazoo, so Tireless Tracker is kind of a moot point. If he gets rid of stuff, then he gets rid of stuff. That's what my point is here. So, but we can sack a clue. We can sack a clue. Not all my green mana. Not all my colorless. Can we? Thank you. There, now this can attack. Get another land. Wonderful. So actually I'm going to send in... Wow, that was a weird tap. I'm going to actually keep this guy back now that I have this option. See if we can do some sort of combination to remove things. Yeah, Henny gets way bigger here. I'm going to get rid of Yahenni. I wanted to force the counters off of the Hydra. That was successful. Oh, you dirty little... I forgot about the Invincible. I'm sorry. I forgot about the Invincible. Okay, that's bad. That's real bad. But we have our forms of card draw, and I'm going to absolutely use them. Let's pull ourselves out of this situation then. I'm a little rusty. Get stage fright suddenly. So that's a 6/6. I can live with a 6/6, honestly. 6/6, not 9/9. Right, okay. 6/6 is fine. Obnixilis is not fine. Oh, you dirty little bugger. Okay, so now it's a 7/7. Wonderful. And we didn't draw any creatures in our card draw, unfortunately. It was all land. We don't have any retaliation for Obnixilis here. Oh, you're gonna do that to me, are you? Okay, so we have Scrap Heap Scrounger there. We have the ability to make tokens here. And I'm going to switch this up into a 4/4, I think. We can draw a card. We can start the chain with a Scrap Heap Scrounger, actually. Which is probably a better plan. Let's get some blockers. Let's find a way to get the offensive going. Yeah, Henny's a little out of control here. And if we can get to it, Fleshbag Marauder would be our target. Syndicate Trafficker is actually not bad choice either. That can block Yahenni fine. Until we get there. Okay, so now we have a board state where we can do some work. Could eventually get to Obnixilis. He doesn't have that many cards, but oh god, really? We're going to draw the gold now? I have plenty of blockers for your lands. That's a little ugly. Not gonna lie. You swinging with that nonsense? So it started out as a counters deck, and then it started not being as much. Okay, so a little bit more aggression than he's wanting. We got to get in on these planeswalkers somehow. That's what I'm looking for. But unfortunately, he's got a land as well. I'm gonna drop that. We have Rogue's Passage. What am I talking about? We have Rogue's Passage, and I didn't play it. It's a card I never even actually pay attention to anymore. Let's use up some plenty of colorless and all that. Yeah, don't use up all the colorless. Always keep one available. We don't know what we'll draw into. Okay, so flesh bag down. And sure. We'll get a Sky Sovereign. He sacks that to make it invincible. AI! You just saved my life. Sure. Did that just really happen? It's the AI, guys. What can I say? Alright, so 3, 6, and 3. Perfect. Couldn't have asked for any better outcome, honestly. I forgot AI likes to sacrifice things. I also could have just swung for 10. Oh, crap. I could have swung for 10 just somehow. Yeah, sack the life capture's bestiary and pump this by 1. Oops. I'm making lots of mistakes. Sorry. Verdurous Gearhulk. That's not a big deal for us. We can get around that. What kind of interesting ways do we want to get around that? Not with a land. And not with the terrain elemental either. Alright, well, let's start digging. Let's find a nifty answer. That's it. That's the nifty answer. There's our lethal. Alright. Take this. I don't care about drawing a card right now. We're winning. From the looks of things, we might have just been able to pull out of that all on our lonesome anyway. Without the sacrifice, it just would have been a little harder. I don't have lethal here. Now I do. Let's do the same thing we were intending to do last turn. Let's get something right. Alright. There we go. There's game 1. With plenty of mistakes and a little clunky. Whoops. Alright. See you in the next one. Oh, don't tell me the servers are suddenly down again. Thank you. Okay, we're against... I don't care how many times I look at this picture, it just looks way out of place. Dude, switch your avatar. It looks goofy on the other end. Just saying. It looks absolutely silly. Like, no. Damn, well, I didn't even pay enough attention. No lands, or 1 land. Okay, so we have enough lands, sort of. We have one that's technically going to be in play tapped. We can handle that. Rank 20, damn, a 1, 2, 3. So let's just play our tap land. We can play single colors without the Aether Hub at this point, so good enough. Let's see what they play out. No plays? Excellent. They are playing green, so Rex Sage is a possibility for the Smuggler's Copter. We got another removal, so nice. Our card draw works in 2 directions here. We've got it if we got no cards, we've got it if we get land, so... Card draw is abound in this deck. Red into a Duskwatch Recruiter. Well, that's not going to be long for this world. Alright, with that, I suppose we can drop our Aether Hub. And Spatial Contortion will prevent us from having to use... No, we want to get a creature down too, so... Let's Fatal Push that. Let's get it out of here. We don't want them having an extra card advantage. That's all saved for us. Let's do Terrain Elemental and protect our Asylum Visitor for a little while longer till we're down on some cards. Or maybe we can madness it out with the Copter at a later date. This also brings up a very tight decision here. Scrap Heap Scrounger makes it a little less of a challenging decision. You can go in the graveyard. Excellent. So we can madness out Asylum Visitor. Maybe. They might want to get a board presence. See where they go with this. If we draw into a land, then we can Spatial Contortion, whatever blocker, and madness out Asylum Visitor. Exquisite Firecraft, they're going straight for the creature. Okay. I am glad that went towards that guy then. Okay, so we drew a land anyway, but I think it's going to be... Well, we can do this guy. Yeah. Let's drop out our Scrap Heap Scrounger. Mana-wise, that's fine. We only need the colorless. Put that guy out. He'll be our crew guy. And then we can crew and swing and get an Asylum Visitor out. That felt a little more complicated than it had to be, but alright. And I just realized that was totally wrong and that I totally screwed that up. Looking at it, maybe it was more complicated to me. I was thinking something else. We need the black mana, actually. So Spatial Contortion is still a thing. Land? Land. I screwed up. I'm screwing up all day here. Sorry. Sorry. Let's see what they have. Let's see if Spatial Contortion will cover it. Let's at least try to salvage this a little bit. Lambhold Pacifist is a thing. Hinterland Lodger. Okay, well, I mean, I'll get rid of the Pacifist. It's fine. We get another land, which means that we could probably do a little bit more here. Yeah, I'd say so. That leaves colorless untapped. Yep. Let's drop that guy down. Gives us a clue, so we can continue this train of, oh, let's have some fun. And let's swing with both. Let's see if he wants to protect his life total by this regards. And we draw a Bestiary, which is going to really smooth out our card draws after this. So, down you go. Yes, a lot is going to be coming for you. I was hoping for that. Please confirm. Nice. So our recurring creatures gotten rid of theirs. They're down to 3 cards. And we're soon going to be definitely drawing quite a few here. We've got Clues, we've got Copter, we've got Bestiary. We're pretty good. We've also got this guy. So the potential's there, we just aren't drawing it yet. Breakneck Rider is, who cares? He's down to 11, so we can probably put in some serious aggression. Alright. And we don't have our black mana. They've given up. So with that, let's drop the Bestiary anyway. And maybe just, well, whatever, who cares. I'm going to crew with this. And we'll get the Clues to make Tireless Tracker a little bit bigger than that guy. I suppose he's going to get his flip, isn't he? In that rate. Which is not a big deal. As soon as Bestiary starts giving us successive card draws, we'll be alright. So, we draw into a pacifist, which is going to start our train of... Yeah, we don't have the black mana. Pacifist is going to get us our creatures eventually here. Now I'm going to take the card draw from the clue here first. Although I could have potentially just played Pacifist and drawn a card that way. It's so many ways to draw cards. Okay, so now you've got more wolves. I don't care. Oh yeah, I played this, didn't I? So he wasn't going to flip. Alright, whatever. Alright, sack the clue then. The flesh bag is not bad. Non-targeted removal and all that good stuff. So there's our more black mana, should we need it. Sounds good to me. Let's drop that. And we can use a little bit of colorless here. Thank you. Sounds good. Actually, no, it doesn't. I would rather them not use the green. We can take advantage of the pacifist, I suppose. Get into the train of drawing the cards. Get ourselves a swamp. There we go. So, get rid of something. AI has challenging decision to make. And I suppose we can play the pacifist. Get no interaction, like we could have done last turn. And no big deal. Let's just swing in. Again. In fact, does any of this matter? Yeah, it kind of does. We don't have any backup creatures in hand right now, so... Yeah, sounds good. Let's find something else useful. Grasp of Darkness, now that we can cast it. Now we're back to square one. I didn't think I'd be running against a vampire or a werewolves deck. It's been quite some time since I've seen one. And they're on the back foot anyway. We've pretty much got this. I mean, they've conceded. They've got one creature. AI is heavily thinking about whether or not they should attack for some reason. Alright, that flips. I don't care. And we get a Fleshbag Marauder, which is perfectly fine. You flip. Perfect. Okay. So this is when we go, I want to draw more cards, because win more. Also, what am I tapping? I'm not there. There. Kill that. And sure. And we draw a Rex Sage, which is relatively unimportant. And goodbye! And swing for the victory. Okay, simple enough with plenty of mistakes. Problem with this deck is a lot of forethought is required. You're drawing a lot of cards, so you gotta kind of expect what's coming. Tap your mana according to that. How you want to play, what you want to draw, so you tap your mana accordingly. And that's where the mistakes come in. A lot to account for, but it draws a ton of cards. Alright, see you in the last game. And Homeless Jace comes back. Dude, seriously, are you like, is this Homeless Jace sees the world moment now? That's gotta be it. Because he could probably see the entire world from there. But anyways, that's aside the point. So, this is kind of like game 4/game 3. I had a land screw game in between. You know, you have a mitt full of removal and no mana to cast it. Yeah, that kind of thing. So, opponent is on the play. I didn't even check out their name. I halfway don't care anyway. But still, let's take a look. Whatever. Rank 17. What are we at? We're at 15, so that's where it balances. Rakdos. And we get a second Smuggler's Copter, which is not really what I care about. Plays a Renegade map, but does not play a second land. There's this. Oh my god. That's 4 colors, which leads into Super Friends pretty heavily here. So with that, Rex Sages sound pretty good to get rid of the Oaths. So with that, I'm going to just play Copter for this turn. And we're going to outdraw them with Elemental Bond, hopefully. That's the plan, anyway. Although we could get into the aggression pretty early, depending. Evolving Wilds, so they're definitely working on fixing their mana. Sacks the map. Gets a swamp. Okay. So we're at the limit of 4 colors then? And makes no play. Blessed Alliance. I see a Blessed Alliance in our future, to be quite honest. That's okay. We've got a second Copter for their day. Also, with a Blessed Alliance being held up, let's just Elemental Bond. And let's seriously outdraw them unless they have Rex Age. We're setting up our card advantage. You want to beat a Super Friends deck, you better be doing better than them on board state. So let's see what we can do. 4 mana down. Turn 4 Nahiri will destroy the enchantment. But we can destroy Nahiri, so there's that. Deciding against it suddenly? Taking up. Interesting. Planar Outburst gets discarded. Ha! Okay, so now we can start drawing into some serious stuff. Let's deal with Nahiri here, or at least give them a more uncomfortable situation. We draw into another Elemental Bond, which is some nice insurance. Now we have double of whatever they want to remove, basically. So let's see where this goes. Let's get rid of Nahiri, or at least get halfway there. And we draw an Asylum Visitor. Do I see Rex Sages being useful here outside from the Oaths? It's hard to say. These are our only 2. I'm gonna pitch a Terrain Elemental. We're pretty much golden for drawing cards. I'd rather keep the utility cards at this point. Ones that are gonna definitely do some work. So Nahiri will have to tick down to 1 if there's gonna be anything here. Five mana. Ticks up. They have a plan? Dropping the other Planar Outburst, that's rather interesting. There's the Oath of Nissa, so they're going to attempt to cast something they can't cast. Potentially. Oh, that's ugly. That is just dirty. Our answers are not coming as quick as theirs. They are not playing Gideon. They have their Blessed Alliance ready. So we have to just double up on everything and zerg the crap out of them, I think. So let's do that. Let's do this as well. Let's feed into it. I don't think this is going to do any work for us. Fatal Push. Okay, so they're not going to give us our card draw. Alright, well, with that... do we just go out of control with Elemental Bond? We're not really getting the mana. Let's try and get up to some mana here. Yeah. Or not at least feed into Languish here. completely while we're at it. So there is something that will definitely help for killing the tokens. Let's get a board state. Nahiri could be a little regrettable here, though. What does it fish for with the ultimate? Artifact or creature card. Okay. And that's it. And they're trying to go for ultimate? Nope, they're trying to get rid of that. That's fine. We can crush their spirits later. But this does put us in a scenario where we can kill her. Let's see what they have as an answer. Radiant Flames. That's definitely an answer. Well, I mean, we can attempt to go in, but if they have removal again, then it's all for nothing. And then we're way behind. So I'll play another Elemental Bond just to say screw you, hippie. I know we can get there somehow. They've got a lot of removal here going. I mean, Planeswalkers and removal, pretty brain-dead deck, so at least we know what we're up against. There's Nissa, so they're going to attempt a Nissa play then. Leaving mana untapped for something. Unless they choose to play Gideon, which would be a lot of Planeswalkers just suddenly clogging the field. Woodland Wanderer is kind of annoying. Yeah, they're just going off already. We're kind of not. We're kind of stalling here. Just waiting for a land to show up so we can speed up our game. So get a full 6/6, which is just annoying. Ticks up but doesn't do any card drawing. They're quite happy. So we can do nothing with that. Well, I mean, we can set out Terrain Elemental. I suppose, and trying to get into something. Please draw me something useful. That is not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a colorless land so we could run the Spatial Contortion. We might have to just do double duty on that. In this case, they are tapped down. I'm going to have to card draw the ever living hell out of them then, in this case. They have their mana. Clearly they have their mana now, so getting rid of the enchantment's kind of a redundant thing. Do I save up mana for Grasp of Darkness? No, we go in. We tick down these things. Nahiri could be a problem in time. We can drop her down to 2, in which case she'd have to sacrifice herself to get rid of something. I'm going to have to just play a wide board, I guess. Let's go wide if we can. Okay, Fleshbag is a pretty good answer. We can live with that. So let's go in after... I think Nahiri would probably be the better choice, even though there's some card draw shenanigans going on, but she's the removal. 2 forms of card advantage, 1's removal. Okay, so we get another land. Rex Sage has fully shown that it's not useful enough here. Okay. We're getting our lands now, which means we can make multiple plays, which is the important part about the card draw. We're still in this for now. They probably have Ulamog and working their way up to it. Okay, yes, your 6/6 is all big and mean and it's gonna hit me. Whatever. Our return swing will be pretty good too, in that regards. Okay, we got rid of Nahiri, so that worked out just fine for me. I'm happy with that. We're going to probably be taking full advantage of our removal. We can get rid of 2 things, so if they even drop Gideon and do a token, then we could probably get somewhere. And they draw into a land, okay. They could potentially run into Ulamog. There's Gideon. Gideon makes a token, okay. And we get into an Emerald Bruiser, okay. So let's drop the Aether Hub, let's free up our mana a little bit. Let's grasp the token. And then let's Flesh Bag and get rid of that guy. Get a card. It's a land. Now here's the tough call. Card advantage or Gideon. We can deal with Gideon eventually if we... Well, we have our colorless mana available. So let's go straight for Nissa and knock that thing down a peg. If he's got nothing, then we're golden. Very nice. So the card draw is really helping our cause right now. All right, opponent. What in the... Yeheni's expertise with a follow-up card and has Nissa Vital Force anyways. Well, that's ugly. Gideon turns into a creature. He's swinging for 10, which is real ugly right now. Might be on the back foot again. But he is tapped down, so if we can pull something out, then we're okay. The land is not what's going to pull it out for us. But the land is what we need to play. Let's just play our Emerald Bruiser. Might be on the back foot for a short time. Let's see where we go. A land is not our card draw. Reclamation Sage is going to be our defensive thing right now. We'll block for that and get rid of that. And we're at 4 and absolutely nothing came of this. That's too bad. Yeah, that's it. Well, we can go out fighting at least. Radiant Flames says no going out fighting. Well, whatever. We'll have Upside Down Gideon and call it a day. Why are you Upside Down Gideon? Just decide to be a little topsy-turvy for us today? That's it. Alright. Well, we didn't get there. He had so many sweepers. So many. I mean... Let's discuss this for a second. Okay, now, how many suggested sweepers are in a deck? Think about that for a second. How many did you see? Okay, now that you have that answer, explain that deck. Alright, now that that's over, see you in the next game. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.